Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Seeds of Faith. I am Reverend Siddiqui. Have you ever had to deal with peer pressure, being encouraged to do something that you do not want to do or that you know it is wrong to do? Peer pressure is a problem that affects everyone of any age, gender, or stage of life. Let's talk about how we deal with these pressures as followers of Jesus. The seed for today is being strong under pressure. In Luke chapter 4, verses 1 to 13, we hear the story of Jesus under pressure. Luke tells us that Jesus, filled with the Holy Spirit, goes into the desert and fasts for 40 days. On the last day, he is very hungry, and it is at that time that the temptations start. This tempter comes up and tells him to prove that he is the Son of God by turning stone to bread. And Jesus says, no, bread is not the only source of food. So the tempter promises him to give him a special position, to make him boss, to be in charge so he can tell people what to do. But he will only do it if Jesus would worship him. And Jesus says, no, God is the only one that I worship. So the tempter's last pressure is tell Jesus to prove that he is the Son of God by putting himself in danger, knowing that God would rescue him. And Jesus says, no, I have nothing to prove to you. Hmm, what can we learn from Jesus about temptations and deal with them? Let's see. In the story we just read, Jesus went through a temptation. A temptation is the pressure we feel when we want to or when someone encourages us to do something that we know is wrong or that we do not want to do it. And we can learn a few things about peer pressure from Jesus' story. First, we can learn some of the reasons we give in to pressures, and then we can learn how to deal with these pressures. We give in to pressure when we are vulnerable. The tempter tried to pressure Jesus into turning stone into bread. Why? Because Jesus was hungry. Most of the temptations we go through are usually about things that we really want to do. And when we are at our weakest point is when we're most likely to do some of the things that we don't want to do under pressure. We are more likely to give in to peer pressure when we want to fit in. Everybody wants to be a part of a group, and sometimes we are pressured to do things we don't want to do because we want to feel like we are a part of a particular group. And if we don't do it, then they won't like us or want to hang out with us. And sometimes we give in to peer pressure when we want to be praised. We want people to like us and we want people to think that we're cool. And so sometimes, even if we don't want to do what we're doing or we know that it's wrong, we will still do it because we want them to think we're cool and praise us. So, how do we deal with pressure or temptation? First of all, say no. If you have to choose to always do the right thing or choose the option that you know would please God. Never do something you do not want to do. And if someone is pressuring you to do something you do not want to, they're not looking out for you. And always remember, You have nothing to prove. So here is the seed for this week. As followers of Jesus, we will experience temptations or pressures of all kinds. We must not be afraid to say no when pressured to do something we know is not right. When under pressure, we should ensure that whatever we decide pleases Jesus and is the right thing to do. So this week, remember, you can resist peer pressure because you have nothing to prove. See you next week. Bye.